Hello friends, welcome to Affairs Cloud Learn to Lead. This is Ashu and today we will discuss very important current affairs of 23rd of December 2021. You can see two best images of the day, but today we will discuss very important and the most important current affair. So watch this video till last. But I am requesting you all the students that you have to download our application Careers Cloud from the description box link. After that, log in with the email ID, then click on this crack current affairs section to subscribe our current affairs for 1 year as well as for 2 years. Both the subscription prices are very much low. But how we are covering this current affair? We are providing you daily section. In the daily, you will see three things. One is detail, second is question and answer format, and third is the quiz section which you can attempt on our application on daily basis. Next is the weekly section. Again, you will receive three things. One is detail, second is question and answer format, and third is the quiz section which you can attempt on our application on weekly basis. Most important section is the monthly, and we are providing four type of PDFs. One is detail, second is question and answer format, third is best 100 current affair that is also provided in the form of question and answer, and fourth one is pocket PDF. It means 2-liners and the 3-liners current affair will be provided to you so that you can revise these current affairs in quick format before your exam. But to enhance your performance further, we are providing 20 most important topic wise PDF. It means if you want to cover one particular topic, then you can use this topic wise PDF. If you are a banking student, we are providing three things. One is detail, second is question and answer format, and third is the quiz section. But all these three things are only related to banking and economy. And you can attempt this quiz only on our application on monthly basis. If you want to cover all the past current affair of 2021 just from single PDF, then you can use this exam PDF. We are providing detailed budget and economic survey. Expected question and answer will be provided to you so that you can recall that examiner can make these type of questions from budget and economic survey. If you are appearing for your respective state exam, then we are also providing you state current affair, and we are covering every state and union territory. So all these things comes under only one subscription. You have to just download our application Careers Cloud from the description box link. After that, log in with the email ID, then click on this crack current affair section to subscribe our current affairs for 1 year as well as for 2 years. Both the subscription prices are very much low. But if you are a new student, you are just starting your preparation, then I am advising you to subscribe for 2 years. And we are providing 10% extra discount on both subscriptions if you use this code ASH10. And if you have any query, you can email us or you can call us on this number or email ID. So let's start 23rd of December 2021 current affairs. But first of all, you have to like this video, you have to share this video as maximum as possible, and you have to subscribe this channel if you are new on this platform, and join our Telegram group from the description box link. Here is the first question. Which university won the Digital Innovation of the Year award in the Times Higher Education Asia's Award 2021? First of all, you have to remember this is Digital Innovation of the Year award, the underline line, and this is given by Times Higher Education Asia's Award 2021, and this university is OP Jindal Global University. So answer of this question is B. Remember this. And you can see here Jindal Global University won the Digital Innovation of the Year award at the Times Higher Education Asia's Award 2021. And why this university received this award? It is for creating a free cloud-based application to help schools and universities to manage data. And this Jindal Global University has created a free and cloud-based application which is known as TOE to help schools and universities to manage data. And the university was awarded under the Technological or Digital Innovation of the Year category for its transformative work in the last 2 years, especially during the COVID-19. And it is, you can say, this TOE version of the internal software tools that Jindal Global University uses to operate the university online during the COVID time period or during the COVID-19. And this Jindal Global University was the only Indian university to be shortlisted for the Digital Innovation of the Year award. But you can also remember this Kalinga Institute of Industrial Technology, which is situated in Odisha, bagged the prize for Asia's Leadership and Management Team of the Year category under this Asia's Award 2021 or Times Higher Education Award. And this TOE application is very important for the students because it enabled digital transformation of education institution across 12 states in India. Very important. And you can also remember Times Higher Education headquarter. Its headquarter is in London, United Kingdom. Just remember. Moving to next section. It is a very important question section, but first of all, you have to like this video, share this video as much as possible, and please subscribe this channel if you're new on this platform. Join a Telegram group from the description box link. But before proceeding to the first question in the very important section, first of all, you can watch our PO mains course which we started recently, and it is free of course. I will take only 40 to 45 seconds for you so that you can understand what we are providing under this course. As you all know that we have started 25 days free course to crack IBPS PO mains examination, and this course was started on 13th of December and it will end on 14th of January. It means almost for 1 month we have started this course. And remember, this course frequency is from Monday to Friday. We will not upload any quiz on Saturday and Sunday. And in the quiz, we will upload 70 questions daily. Out of 70, 20 questions will be related to reasoning, and 20 questions related to quant, or you can say mathematics, and 30 questions related to general awareness or current and banking awareness. You can see these are the quiz, and course could be attempted at any time. No daily limit is there, but course will be attempted only through application, that is Careers Cloud application. For more details, you can download this application from the description box. And thank you. Have a great day. Now moving to very important question section. So let's start. Here is the first question in the very important section. Which insurance company won the best governed company listed segment under the large category? So remember this keyword, best governed company in the insurance sector, and this is HDFC Life Insurance Company. So you can also see here HDFC Life wins the best governed company listed segment under the large category, and this award is basically given at the 21st edition of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India National Awards for Excellence in the Corporate Governance. This is not important, but you can just remember that HDFC Life Insurance won the best governed company under the large category. And this award is basically presented by Amit Shah. You can also see here the picture of Amit Shah. This is the picture of Amit Shah. And HDFC Life and the other companies were evaluated to choose the best governed company in the large, medium and emerging categories in the both listed and the unlisted segment. And you can also remember the awardees were selected through a comprehensive 6-step evaluation process with various compliance and the governance parameters followed by the evaluation based on the principles of good corporate governance. Just remember the question as same as in slide, and this award is given by Amit Shah. That's why this question comes under the very important section. And you can also remember about HDFC Life Insurance. It was established in the year of 2000. Headquarters is in Mumbai, and its CEO and managing director is Vibha Padalkar. Vibha Padalkar. You can remember if you want, otherwise it is not important. Headquarter is important, and motto you can also remember. The main motto is Sir Uthake Jio. Sir Uthake Jio. Moving to next question. What is the name of surface to surface guided ballistic missile which was recently tested? And this is very important question, and even this question can ask in every exam. 100% chances are there. And name of this missile is Pralay missile. Remember, it is surface to surface missile and it is a ballistic missile, and name of this missile is Pralay missile. And you can see here India successfully tested this Pralay missile of the Odisha coast. It means it is tested from the APJ Abdul Kalam Island off the coast of Odisha. And Pralay is the solid fuel battlefield missile based on the Prithvi defense vehicle from the Indian ballistic missile program. And this missile is powered with a solid propellant rocket motor with a state-of-art navigation system, and it can be launched from a mobile launcher. And what is the range? Range is 350 to 500 kilometers. So it is a short range missile. And remember, it is surface to surface, and total payload capacity is 500 to 1000 kg. So 2 or 3 things examiner can ask. The first of all, examiner can ask that it is surface to surface, surface to air, or which type of missile. It is surface to surface. Range is very important, 350 to 500 kilometer. It is a short range missile, especially to tackle the Pakistan and the China. And total payload capacity is 500 to 100 kg. And it is developed by DRDO. It is developed by DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization, which was established in the year of 1958. And the chairman is G. Satish Reddy. G. Satish Reddy. Moving to next question. Who launched the first of its kind vernacular innovation program to empower the entrepreneurs? It means to provide the training to the entrepreneurs, we can use the vernacular languages, and we can use 22 scheduled languages which was given under the 8th schedule of the constitution. And this is started by Niti Aayog, and especially it is started by Atal Innovation Mission, which is also a part of Niti Aayog. So you can see here Atal Innovation Mission and Niti Aayog launched vernacular innovation program. And vernacular innovation program will enable the innovators and entrepreneurs across India to have access to the innovation ecosystem in 22 scheduled languages of India, and English, because English is not a scheduled language under the 8th schedule of Indian Constitution. So total 22, and the English, it means total 23 language will be used to provide the training to the entrepreneurs. And this Atal Innovation Mission will identify and train the Vernacular Task Force. The main work will be done through Vernacular Task Force, and Atal Innovation Mission will train this Vernacular Task Force in each of 22 scheduled languages to build the required capacity of the Vernacular Innovation Program. Because each vernacular task force will have vernacular language teachers, subject experts, technical writers, and the leadership of the regional Atal Incubation Center. So this program will lower the language barriers in the field of innovation and entrepreneurship and enhance the creative expression and languages of the transaction. Because if we are talking in the vernacular language, then we can increase our capacity building programs. So this is very important thing, and this is very good thing which is started by Niti Yog, so that maximum to maximum startups, maximum entrepreneurs can be enhanced. So Niti Yog was established on the 1st of Jan 2015, very important, and its CEO is Amitabh Kant. Its chairman, or you can say president, is Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and you can say chairman basically. Vice chairman is Dr. Rajiv Kumar. Moving to next question. Which country successfully test fired enhanced range version of Babar cruise missile? So again, very important, you have to just remember the keyword here. This is also a surface to surface missile, like Pralay is also a surface to surface missile. This is also surface to surface, but it is not tested by India, it is tested by Afghanistan. So answer of this question is D. So this missile is named after Mughal King Babur. I think all the students know Babur, who laid the foundation stone of the Mughal Empire in the subcontinent in the year of 1526, and he ruled in India from 1526 to 1530, and he laid the foundation stone of the Mughal Empire, especially in India. And you can also see here, Pakistan successfully test fire enhanced range version of the Babar cruise missile, and it can strike target up to 900 kilometer. It means it is more enhanced than the Pralay missile, because Pralay's target, or you can say range, is almost 350 to 500 kilometer. Earlier the Babar missile range was 450 kilometer. So this is the enhanced version of Babar missile. And the Babar missile is capable of engaging target at land as well as sea with the high precision. So this is, you can say, upgraded version of the Pralay missile, which was recently tested by India. And in August 2021, recently basically, Pakistan also conducted a successfully test flight of Fateh-1, which is guided multi-launch rocket system capable of delivering conventional warheads. So Fateh-1 also belongs to Pakistan, and Babar also belongs to Pakistan. So you can remember. Moving to next question. Which state launched Chalo mobile application and Chalo smart cards for convenient bus travel? Again, this is very important. You have to just remember the keyword Chalo mobile application or Chalo smart card, or you can just remember the keyword Chalo. So Chalo means go, and it is started by Maharashtra. So answer of this question is C. So Maharashtra Tourism and Environment Minister Aditya Thackeray, who is the son of Uddhav Thackeray, launched a Chalo mobile application and Chalo smart cards, and this is specially to facilitate digital and advanced purchase of the best bus tickets. BEST stands for Brihan Mumbai Electricity Supply and Transport. Brihan Mumbai Electricity Supply and Transport bus tickets. So Chalo mobile application will allow passengers to buy online bus tickets and have access to bus passes through the e-wallet system. And it also provide access to the live bus tracking, where the bus is reaching and where is the destination, information about the vehicle and the arrival time. And the BEST is also focusing to increase double-decker bus services in the city along with the hydrogen fuel buses into the fleet, so that we can also reduce the global warming. And this Brihan Mumbai Electricity Supply and Transport, which is also known as BEST, focuses on the digitization of services, affordable fares, electric vehicle bus fleet, goal of using 100% alternate fuel buses by the year of 2027, fleet size increased to 10,000 buses in the city. So this is the target of the Brihan Mumbai Electricity Supply and Transport. And the state government of Maharashtra also supporting this BEST financially for better bus stops and for best street lights. So just remember, this is the state of Maharashtra. Remember, Chief Minister is Uddhav Thackeray, Governor is Bhagat Singh Kishori. And you can also remember very important tiger reserves are there, like Sahyadri Tiger Reserve, very famous mountain range, and this is also the name of the tiger reserve, Sahyadri Tiger Reserve. Bor Tiger Reserve is also there, Bor Tiger Reserve. Todoba National Park is also there. the Doba. And you can also remember Navegaon Nagzira. Navegaon Nagzira Tiger Reserve is also there. Nagzira is very famous. Tiger Reserve is in Maharashtra. Next question. First time National Mathematics Day was observed in which year? Because every student know that National Mathematics Day is annually celebrated across India on 22nd of December, and it is to mark the birth anniversary of renowned Indian mathematician Srinivasa Ramanujan, who was born on 22nd of December 1887 in Madras. So you have to remember three things: that we are celebrating National Mathematics Day every year on 22nd of December, and it is to commemorate the birth anniversary of Srinivasa Ramanujan, the great Indian mathematician, and he was born on 22nd of December 1887 in the Madras Presidency during the British time period. And the first time this National Mathematics Day was declared by Prime Minister Manmohan Singh in the year of 2012. So answer of this question is D. So you can see here National Mathematics Day 22nd of December 2021, and it marks the 134th birth anniversary of Srinivasa Ramanujan. And 2021 also one award is given, that is Sastra Ramanujan Prize. This was awarded to the Dr. Will Swine of Columbia University, United States of America. Just read this line, Dr. Will Savin. So my pronunciation can be wrong, but you have to remember Dr. Will Savin. So this is very important award because this is an annual prize awarded for outstanding contribution by individuals not exceeding the age of 32 years in the areas of mathematics. And this is awarded by one of the organization of Tamil Nadu. But just read this line, Sastra Ramanujan Prize was awarded to Dr. Will Savin. And 2012, first Mathematician Day or first National Mathematics Day was celebrated, and also 2012 was declared by Dr. Manmohan Singh as the National Mathematics Year. Remember, 2012 we celebrated as the National Mathematics Year, and the day is observed to highlight the importance of mathematics in the development of the nation and to honor the works of the Srinivasa Ramanujan. Very important mathematician. Moving to next question. Indian Air Force deploys first S-400 air defense system in which area? So you have to just remember the keyword S-400, and this is basically taken from Russia. This is built by Russia, and the first S-400 air defense system was deployed in the Western Punjab sector. So answer of this question is A. So the Indian Air Force has deployed the first squadron of the S-400 air defense missile system in the Western Punjab sector, which will take care of the aerial threats from the Pakistan as well as from the China. That's why it is deployed in the area of the Punjab. So you can see here, this is S-400 vehicle, and this is built by Russia. So you can also remember that S-400 air defense system was contracted by India from Russia in a deal worth rupees around 35,000 crore, and 5 squadrons would be provided to India for tackling air threats from up to 400 km. It means total range is 400 km. And Indian Air Force officers and the personnel have trained in Russia on this system. And the S-400 missile defense system is equipped with the 4 different missiles which can engage enemy aircraft, ballistic missile, and airborne warning and control system planes at 400 km, 250 km, and medium range of 120 km and short range of 40 km. So there are enhanced capacity of all the you can say threats like aircraft, ballistic missile, airborne warning and control system, and other things. And you can also remember very important thing, that Indian Army getting new made in India anti-personnel anti-tank mines for China and Pak border, especially to protect the area which is lie in between India and China and India and Pakistan. And Indian Army will soon induct a new range of landmines which are known as Nipun, Vaibhav, Vishal, Prachand, Uluk. So these are the names of the landmines or the tank mines which will act as the first line of defense against enemy infantry and armored terrorists trying to infiltrate into the Indian territory. So you can remember Nipun, Vaibhav, and Vishal, Prachand, and Uluk. These are the landmines, especially anti-tank mines. So remember, this is also made in India concept so that we can become the self-reliant in the defense sector especially. So S-400 from Russia, and this is to protect the China and this is to protect the India from China and Pakistan. Moving to next question. What is the name of new corporate governance initiative recently launched by National Stock Exchange? So the main keyword under this question is corporate governance initiative, and this is launched by National Stock Exchange, and this is known as NSE Prime or National Stock Exchange Prime. So National Stock Exchange launched a new corporate governance initiative named NSE Prime, under which the NSE listed companies can adopt this voluntary. So you can see here National Stock Exchange launched NSE Prime to raise corporate governance bar, and as NSE Prime company need at least 40% public shareholding as against 25% under the Securities and Exchange Board of India rules. Otherwise, if you are listed under the NSE and you have to just maintain a shareholding of 25% public shareholding, but under the NSE Prime you have to basically maintain a 40% public shareholding. It means according to this condition, the listed companies voluntarily choose to be part of NSE Prime must satisfy predefined norms on an ongoing basis monitored by the National Stock Exchange. And NSE Prime is a framework that prescribes higher standard of corporate governance for listed companies with additional disclosure requirements for providing higher quality of public information and greater transparency. It means the companies which are listed under NSE Prime, they will provide higher quality of public information and greater transparency. And NSE's initiative raises the standards of corporate governance in India. And you can also remember about National Stock Exchange. National Stock Exchange was established in 1992. It commenced operation in 1994, but it was established in 1992. Its headquarters is in Mumbai, and its CEO and managing director is Vikram Limaye. So you can remember this name because this is very important, Vikram Limaye. Moving to next question. Recently, Richard Rogers passed away. He was very famous. So you have to remember just the question as same as in slide, because maximum chances are there as same as this question can come in exam. So answer of this question is very famous architect. Basically, he also won very famous prize which is known as Pritzker Prize. This prize is known as Nobel Prize for the architecture. So he won this prize. So that's why this person is very, very important. And he was residing in the London, United Kingdom, but he belongs to Italy. So you can remember he was a British-Italian architect. So you can see here the picture of Rogers, and he received the Pritzker Prize, known as the Nobel Prize for the architecture, in the year of 2007. And he was born in Italy, but he was residing in the United Kingdom. And he was the architect of the new World Trade Center in the New York City, United States of America. Very famous place, World Trade Center. This is situated in New York and in United States of America, and he was the main architect of this World Trade Center. So you can remember the name is very important, Richard Rogers, and he was very famous architect. He also won the Pritzker Prize in the year of 2007. He was born in Italy, but he was residing in United Kingdom. These are the important takeaway points. Moving to next question, it is from picture. PB FinTech or Financial Technological Arm launched Doc Prime Health Locker, India's first health locker integrated with Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. This is very important because one of the very important company, this is Gurugram based or Gurgaon based or Haryana based company, which is known as Doc Prime. Doc Prime Technological Private Limited, which is a fully owned subsidiary of the PB Financial Technological firm, and they launched a free of cost, India's first health locker integrated with Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, namely Doc Prime Health Locker. And you can also remember with this locker, users can create digital health IDs for themselves and their family members and activate their Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission integrated health locker to securely upload, store and manage all the health records electronically. It means in simple word you can say under this Doc Prime Health Locker, you can create a free of cost digital health ID and you can save all the documents related to your health. And the records can be shared with doctors as per the user's consent. And it also enable user to fetch and store their COVID vaccine certificates, because this is also necessary for moving around the world, or you can say to move domestically, it is very important. So you have to remember this is launched by very important Haryana based organization which is known as Doc Prime Technological Private Limited, and this locker, digital health locker, is free of cost and it is known as Doc Prime Health Locker. Just remember or just read this news. Moving to next question. It is Coforce, which is known as Kerala's University of Fishery and Ocean Studies, to partner with NASA ISRO's research program. So Kerala University of Fisheries and Ocean Studies, which is situated in Kochi, Kerala, is set to join the research project backed by the Space Application Center of the ISRO or Indian Space Research Organization under the NASA ISRO collaborative program. And under this program, the ground truth data validation is planned prior to NISAR launch. This is very important. NISAR launch through collaboration with other research institution. What is this NISAR? NISAR is basically NASA and ISRO's jointly working on developing space-borne program, which is known as N stands for NASA, I stand for ISRO, S stands for synthetic, A stands for aperture, R stands for radar. It is known as NASA ISRO synthetic aperture radar, which is ready to launch in the Jan 2023. In Jan 2023. And NISAR will produce high resolution data for the large areas with the capability for synthetic observation of the Earth resources. And it is a joint project between NASA and the ISRO. So just remember, this Kerala University of Fisheries and Ocean Studies is selected as one of the nodal agencies in the South India to implement this project. And the outcome of this partnership with Kerala University of Fisheries and Ocean Studies is expected to address the critical issues of forest biomass estimation, carbon stock estimation, and monitoring and carbon sequestration. So NISAR is very important program between India and United States of America's space agencies. So you have to just remember this and remember the Kerala University of Fishery and Ocean Studies. Its headquarters is in Kochi, Kerala. Moving to next section, it is our important question section. But first of all, you have to like this video, share this video, and subscribe this channel if you are new on this platform, and join a Telegram group from the description box link. Here is the question: which bank signed co-lending agreement or the deal with Ugro Capital? Ugro Capital is one of the non-banking financial company, and name of the bank is Central Bank of India. So answer of this question is D. So under the co-lending agreements, banks can lend maximum to maximum 80%, and NBFCs have to lend minimum to minimum 20%. So they are lending to the MSMEs, and the total target is to lend 1,000 crore formal credit to the underserved MSMEs at affordable rates across all products categories of the Ugro Capital. It means Ugro Capital will recommend the loans, and loan will be provided by Central Bank of India, and they will provide this co-lending support through the Grow Extreme platform with the loans originated by Ugro Capital Dispersion Network. So you have to just remember, under the co-lending agreement, RBI guidelines will be followed, and Central Bank of India and Ugro Capital signed a co-lending agreement. But you can also remember Central Bank of India, its headquarters is in Mumbai, and its MD and CEO is M.V. Rao. M.V. Rao, Mata Venkata Rao. You can also remember the full name. Which country has committed $100 billion for investment and infrastructure creation in India? And this country is United Arab Emirates. So answer of this question is C. So UAE will become a gateway for Indian trade to the Middle East and Africa. Notably, in financial year 22, India will achieve a $400 billion export target for the first time. And for the first time ever, UAE allotted land for India to set up a temple recently, and UAE is also celebrating 50th year of its formation, and India is celebrating 75 year of independence, and Bangladesh is also celebrating the 50 year of creation of the Bangladesh. So just remember, UAE will invest $100 billion, and it is especially the investment and the infrastructure creation in India. So moving to the next, it is a one-liner important point. Here is the first point: Pakistan successfully test fired enhanced range version Babar cruise missile. We already discussed earlier, the range was 450 km, but now enhanced range is 900 km. Next, Oriental Insurance categorized as public shareholder in Axis Bank. So just read this line, because Axis Bank recently announced the approval of reclassify the Oriental Insurance Company from promoter category to the public category shareholder in the bank, because Oriental Insurance Company Limited held 0.17% stake in the Axis Bank. But you can remember here about Axis Bank, its CEO is Amitabh Chaudhary, its headquarters is in Mumbai, it was created in 1993, and its tagline is Badhti Ka Naam Zindagi. Badhti Ka Naam Zindagi. And Oriental Insurance Bank, you can also remember, company, Oriental Insurance Company, its chairman is Anjan De. Anjan De. Its headquarters is in New Delhi. It was founded when India got independence in 1947. Next, RBI impaneled CSB Bank as the agency bank to undertake government business. First of all, you have to remember what is agency bank. Basically, an agency bank is a bank that performs services in some capacity on behalf of the government. So through this appointment, the CSB Bank will undertake general banking business of the central and the state governments under the guidelines set up by the RBI. So CSB Bank headquarters is in Kerala. Next, Badminton World Federation ranking, men's single, India's Kidambi Shrikant re-entered into the top 10 positions. So Indian badminton player Kidambi Shrikant has re-entered into the top 10 in the Badminton World Federation World Ranking. He was moved by four sports, and secured the 10th position in the ranking. Why he was moved to the fourth sport? Because he won the silver medal in 2021 Badminton World Federation World Championship, which was held in Spain, and became the first Indian man to achieve this feat. Because earlier the players won the bronze medal, but he is the first Indian player who won the silver medal in this Badminton World Federation. We already covered this question. And Lakshya Sen is on the 17th position, who won the bronze medal in the Badminton World Federation, which was held in Spain. And the ranking is topped by Denmark player, which is known as Victor Axelsen. Victor Axelsen. He belongs to Denmark and is the world #1 player in the badminton category in the men's. Next, Pritzker Prize winning British-Italian architect Richard Rogers passed away. We already covered this question. And National Mathematics Day, we already covered. So now we are moving to the question of the day. What was the question? Which of the following certainly is an effort to the direction of financial inclusion? It means maximum to maximum people can, you can say, utilize the banking services. So it can be achieved through no frill account. So answer of this question is A. So no frill accounts require zero or very low minimum balance and other banking facilities such as withdrawals and ATM and debit card facility at zero charges to enable universal access to the banking facility. So no frill bank accounts are also known as basic saving bank deposit accounts, and no frill accounts or the basic saving bank deposits help provide access to the banking facilities to the lower section of the society, especially the poor people, especially you can say under the Jan Dhan Yojana. All the accounts are no frill accounts because we want maximum to maximum financial inclusion, so that maximum to maximum people can use the banking facilities and they can save money, and we can also increase the GDP of India. So such accounts offer basic banking facilities such as deposits, withdrawals, while simultaneously removing the need to maintain a minimum account balance. So it is no frill account or zero balance accounts like under the Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojana. Moving to the question of the day. Which Indian bank became the first to touch a market capitalization of 1 lakh crore in India? So very important. We are talking about the first bank who touched a market capitalization of 1 lakh crore rupees, and you have to tell me answer only in the comment box. I am waiting your answer. Please like this video. Please share this video as maximum as possible, and please subscribe this channel if you are new on this platform. Join a Telegram group from the description box link and press this bell button so that you can receive the notification on time. And it is Affairs Cloud promise that it will boost your confidence in the general awareness section. Definitely. Don't take life so much serious. Life is fun. Always be happy. Thank you guys. Take care and bye-bye.